I'm Devin. Welcome to the very first episode of Monster Truck Mud Pit. On today's episode, we are going to talk about what is a monster truck. And I'm going to give you everybody a bit of info on what the show is going to be about. And what I will be talking about on it. So, what is a monster truck? It is a giant truck. Monster truck weighs 12,000 pounds. It has a quick change transmission. It has a methanol fueled engine, nitroglycerin shocks. The tires are 66 inches tall, 43 inches wide, and let's sort of like that. And if you are a visual learner, it's like this. Obviously it's just a toy, but you can see the nice roll cage and the tires and everything there. So, that is sort of the gist of what a monster truck is. It also probably costs lots of money. I don't know exactly how much. But some of the other things that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about some other, not just trucks, but tours, teams. I have got permission from some teams to talk about them, as well as some drivers and some tours. So the tours that I will be talking about: the Monster X Tour, the All-Star Monster Truck Tour, and the Monster Spectacular Tour. Some of the teams that I will be talking about: Team Stream. So that would be consistent of the Avenger truck, the Brutus truck, Two Extreme Racing, so Bounty Hunter, Iron Outlaw, Starlet Bandit, Waters Motorsports, which is Black Stallion, as well as the original monster truck, Team Bigfoot. I will also be talking about some drivers: Joe Urey, Michael Waters, who owns Waters Motorsports, Jim Kohler, owner of Team Stream, Don Frankish, who is a former monster truck driver in the States, now drives in overseas and helps build trucks overseas, originally from Alberta. Also, Lindsay Wink, who is lives in California now, but he's from Saskatchewan originally, as well as Canadian Cynthia Gauthier. At this point, that is everybody I will be doing. That's it for now. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully I'll have more. Catch everybody next time, and if you like the show, you know what button to hit down below. And if you want to see more, hit the other button down below. Follow button. Thank you for tuning in. Talk next time. I'm Devin. Welcome to Monster Truck Mud Pit. In today's episode, we're going to talk about probably the biggest rivalry in monster trucks: Bigfoot versus Gravedigger. In the 1980s, Bob Chandler created Bigfoot. Also in the 1980s, Dennis Anderson created Gravedigger. And on one cold night in Minneapolis in the late 1980s, the two faced off in a race that was nationally televised on TNN. Or was it ESPN? Anyway, nationally televised on television, and Dennis and Gravedigger beat Bigfoot, which back then was a big deal and it started a rivalry between the two trucks that lasted until the the late 90s to early 2000s. Now, Gravedigger has also had rivalries with Awesome Kong, Kong Brothers, USA 1, Barefoot, and Max D. But I think the most famous rivalry is Gravedigger and Bigfoot. And even though they have not raced each other since the early mid 2000s, or early 2000s, late 90s, there's still classic videos, and it was quite a rivalry. It was, some say it's the best rivalry in all of motorsports. It's up there. Definitely is a good rivalry, was a good rivalry. And there are people, me being one of them, who would love to see this rivalry renewed, if there was a way possible. There probably isn't. But, oh well. No. But they had that battle through the 80s, 90s. They were the two favorites. If they were at your event, you had to go through those trucks to win. And if you did, it was a big deal. Well, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do, you know it. Hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for all the support. Talk soon. Hi, I'm Devin. Welcome to Monster Truck Mud Pit episode 4. Today we're going to talk about the Monster Jam Breaking World Records special. So Tristan Anderson got a record by jumping 33.8 feet. Tom Mentz got nose wheelie record with 209 feet. Bryce Denny got molecular up to 100.3 miles an hour. Barry Moosauer did 44 donuts in a row without stopping. And another record for most consecutive donuts in 1 minute with 44. And Adam Anderson got a new record for jumping 8 monster trucks in another monster truck. Congratulations to all the world record holders. Welcome to Monster Truck Mud Pit. I'm your host, Devin Bisnet. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the different chassis used in the monster truck industry. Patrick Enterprises Inc. Built by Dan Patrick originally for Samsung, DI chassis have been used over 100 trucks by various teams from 2000 to 2010. Carroll Racing Design. Mostly used by Felt Entertainment trucks like Gravedigger and Son of a Digger and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Based on the design by Paul Cullen, who was a chassis specialist at Digger's Dungeon. Cullen has also built chassis for independent teams such as Black Pearl, Overboard, and Bigfoot Team. Race Source built by former Gravedigger driver Paul Huffaker for his truck, as well as Brutus Devastator the Felon, El Matador, and the Petrie. Chandler, designed by Bigfoot owner and creator Bob Chandler. It is the first chassis design featuring steel tube frame. Here's a picture of a Bigfoot chassis. Some monster truck drivers, as well as some independent teams, have their own YouTube channels that take fans behind the scenes on some pretty neat adventures of what goes on behind the scenes at a monster truck show. Here are some of those channels. Some teams also have YouTube channels. Here they are. Here are some of the best independent monster truck tours around in North America. What if every Monster Truck Tour joined forces? Let's play hypothetical and find out. First off, what trucks would be involved would depend on if the Hot Wheels Tour and Monster Jam would be involved. And for the sake of this, we're going to say that every tour is joined forces together, so they will be involved. If all the tours were together, it also means that Gravedigger and Bigfoot would get to compete against each other again for the first time since the 90s. So that would be involved. Monster Jam, Hot Wheels Monster Truck Alive, the All-Star Monster Truck Tour, Monster Truck Insanity, Monster Truck Wars, Toughest Monster Truck Tour, Monster X Tour, and the Monster Truck Nitro Tour. If all the tours joined forces, who would be the franchise drivers, or the biggest stars? Well, let's look. You would obviously have all the Monster Jam and all the Feld drivers, including, and not limited to, Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson, Kristen Anderson, Weston Anderson, Jamie Sullivan, John Zimmer Jr., and Dalton Widener, and many others. The Monster Truck Wars drivers, including Kelly Engstrom. The entire fleet of the toughest monster truck drivers, including Kelsey Thumber and Kylie Thumber, and the Basil Brothers. You'd also have the entire Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Alive lineup, including Rebecca Schnell and her husband, Karen Schnell. And there will be many more drivers, but too many to list. Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome to part 2 of our hypothetical scenario of if every monster truck tour joined forces and became one big mega monster truck tour. In this episode, we are going to look at some of the trucks that would be featured in this mega tour. Some of the stars of this new tour would be Gravedigger, Bigfoot, Son of a Digger, Bounty Hunter, El Toro Loco, Scarlet Bandit, Shark Attack, Smashosaurus, Sparkle Smash, Frostbite, Max D, USA 1, Carolina Crusher, Lone Wolf, Quad Chaos, Monster Patrol, Rampage, Boss Gator, Kicking and Screaming, Plan for Keeps, Megalodon, Tailgater, and Terminal Velocity. There would be many other trucks, but too many to do. Now part 3 of the Every Monster Truck Tour joined forces. Here is the length of the tour itself. We have a Stadium Series with following drivers. And here's the schedule. There would be an Arena Series with the following drivers. And here would be their schedule. There would be an Outdoor Series with the following drivers. And tour with the following drivers, and here would be their schedule with more dates to be announced. Thank you for watching. Last month I made a video about if every Monster Truck tour joined forces and became one big mega tour. This is part 2 but without Monster Jam. Here are the tours. The stadium tour features Overboard, Excalibur, Jester, Kraken, Black Pearl, Wildside, Avenger, Hats, Bigfoot with Garen Snell, Rammunition, Just Get Her Done, Raminator, Bounty Hunter, Stoutlander, and Killgear. And Dunster. Here would be the tour stops. Here would be the hypothetical arena tour. Crazy Train, Plain Crazy, Blockhead, Cyber Attack, High Tide, Illuminator, Kamikaze, Wilmus Dangerous, Frostbite, Uproar, Criminal Velocity, Drastic Attack, Kylie Server, Sabotage, Velociraptor, Dirt Crew, and Shell Shock. Here would be the hypothetical schedule. Could be the hypothetical old school outdoor tour with Carolina Crusher, Monster Patrol, Barefoot, Bigfoot with Rebecca Snell, USA 1, Miss Titan, Titan, Jurassic Cat, Dalton Winder, Mayhem, Smashosaurus, Vendetta, The Veteran, Hurricane Force, American Soldier, Monster Moose, Rat Attack, The Haymaker, Toxic, Velociraptor. Hi, I'm Devin. Welcome to this episode of Monster Truck Mud Pit. In episode 8, we'll look at flagship trucks for the different Monster Truck tours. Is the Monster Madness Tour. The flagship trucks are Sabotage, Hellion, Trainwreck, Anger Management, and Rat Nasty. Tour 2 is probably the most famous, Monster Jam. The flagship trucks are Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and Sparkle Smash. The next tour would be the Monster X Tour / Monster Truck Nitro. Their flagship trucks are Carolina Crusher for the X Tour, and for the Nitro Tour, USA 1, Carolina Crusher, and Monster Patrol. Next is Hot Wheels Monster Truck Live. Their flagship trucks are Bigfoot, and mega rats and dumpster. This is a Tour Extreme live tour, where the flagship truck is Bounty Hunter. Next is the toughest monster tour. There is Dirt Crew, Smashosaurus, and Dirt Crew Dozer. Chip truck for the All-Star Monster Truck Tour is the Toxic Truck. Truck for Monster Truck Wars is Shark Attack. Flagship truck for Monster Truck Throwdown is Avenger. Flagship truck for the Monster Truck Insanity Tour is their own Monster Truck Insanity Tour promotional truck. At the time of this recording, I do not know of a flagship truck for Full Throttle Monster Truck Tour, or of a Renegade Monster Truck Tour. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching all videos on my channel.